Alright, hello everybody. I was going to stream the rest of this Microsoft Surface repair. However, I had somebody come in with this printer board here and had ruined a connector on there, and we're going to knock this out real quick first. I removed a connector from another board he had, and I've got it in ultrasonic here, trying to get the flux out of it. Hopefully my ultrasonic doesn't make my sound go all crappy. It's been quite a busy day. Hi Ed, how are you? I don't know, for anybody that missed the first part here, I was going to put this Microsoft Surface back together, but this is a board from a printer, a high-end one, and the guy broke the connector on it right here, and we've removed it from another board, another connector from another board. It's currently in the ultrasonic, getting cleaned up, and we're going to reinstall this and get him on down the road, and then we'll get back to Microsoft Surface. Right now I'm just waiting on the ultrasonic cleaner to go ahead and finish up getting the flux out of the middle of that connector. So as soon as that's done, then we'll get on, solder that connector back on the board, and then we'll move on to the Microsoft Surface. So, alright, just got done ultrasonicking the thing here. I'm actually live on YouTube at the moment. I'm streaming this, so hope you don't mind. I gotta get this out of here without making a big mess here. Alright, so here's our new connector. Our connector we removed from another board. And I think Ed's the only one. No, somebody else is in here. Okay, so oh, that's right. Let's see. I had to unplug the scope to make the ultrasonic work, and now I need to go back and plug my camera in. I need more power plugs. Let's hope this works. I may have to restart. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's see. There we go. And that's zoomed out as far as I can go, but you can tell we've taken this off of one board. We've got a couple of solder bridges here I'll take care of in a moment, but this whole thing was full of flux. So and now my phone's beeping at me. Anyway, it's nice and clean now, so we can get it back on this other board. And okay. I don't know, maybe somebody else. Looks like Tim's streaming. So Tim's trying to steal my stream time. I don't know what that is. Either a piece of Captain tape or some really dried out flux. Alright, so either way. Alright, now we've also got this board prepped. I can't really zoom out anymore, so you can't see the entire connector. But that's it right there. and I'm gonna look back so I can see your comments. Nobody's really talking. Alright, so let's see, I think it's this way. Yeah. What the? I guess it's not actually soldered on the very ends. They're solder pads for ground, but they don't exist. Okay, so so first of all, what we're gonna do is set this aside and do a little preheating, about 200 degrees here. Well, actually, we need a little flux on here as well. On out of there. Okay, I'm going to do a lot of this preheating from the underside. Oh, it's right there. Let's see, I'll flip you guys back to the desk view so you can see. Hello, 8787. Welcome to the channel. Let me flip back to my overhead cam here. How are you today? Just to explain what's going on, I know the stream is titled Microsoft Surface Water Damage Repair, but this fellow came in with a board for a printer. What kind of printer is this? Mamaki printer. Large format printer. So these are high-end, kind of expensive machines as far as I know. And at any rate, there was a connector broken on this board here, and we pulled one from another board. You can see right here, it's been taken off and run through the ultrasonic, cleaned up, things like that. And right now I'm just preheating this board, getting ready to install this connector onto this board here so he can get on with his job today. Alright, let's see. Ed was working on a Surface 2 earlier, replaced battery, but even very careful, screen crack, just unlucky. Yeah, Ed, those screens, man, I mean, I've got this one. Well, I'll figure it out in a minute. Let me get this job down here and I'll show you. But those screens are very, 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 very tough to get out of there. That's why I was, here it is. That's why I was talking about these things. They are, I don't know if you were able to use that or not, but, I mean, they really are the absolute bomb for trying to get a surface screen off. There's nothing that I found that works any better than that. Alright, so we're still just, I mean, this is a large board, it's multi-layer, it's going to soak up a lot of heat, so I'm just trying to get this thing preheated. I'm running about 200 C, so I'm not actually soldering anything, I'm melting any plastic or anything like that, but definitely, just warming this board up, getting it nice and warm so that when I do go in there, then, I'm not melting the other plastic connectors right beside it. I'm not melting that connector, etc. So let's see here. We're gonna go up to about 250 because I want this thing nice and warm, and even 250 is not going to melt these other connectors the side of it. You got to remember when they manufacture these boards, but they run them through ovens hot enough to melt this unleaded solder with this plastic connector in there, and it's generally above about 350-ish or so that you start getting into the territory where you're going to melt solder. I mean the plastic. The solder, of course, melts roughly 213, 215, 220, right around in there. And you're really not going to melt these plastic connectors until you get up into the 300 plus range. So, you know, once again, okay, that's pretty warm. So we're going to stick it back under the microscope here, and we're going to add some flux, and I need to figure out a better setup for OBS here. Anyway, so we've pretty much cooked off the flux that was on there, so we're going to add a little more. And this is not easy because this board has two large heat sinks on either side with a whole pile of FETs mounted to it. And that makes things a little bit more difficult. Let's see, here's our connector. It goes this direction. We're going to line it up, which is pretty close. Well, it was pretty close until I did that. Okay, so we're lined up pretty good here. And now we're going to go in, and we're going to go in roughly about 275-ish. I might turn the air down a little bit so we don't blow this connector clean off the board. And we're just going to try to get this to sit down nice and clean. Which is going to be fun. I see the solder on this side is melting some, and even now, I'm at roughly 275. Alright, so we've got a couple of them pinned down over here on this side. Alright, we're going to go try to get the same thing to happen on the other end. We're going to get a couple of them pinned down, and then we can walk down this connector and push it down into place where we want it to go with the soldering iron, and not be worrying about trying to keep everything melted except for the plastic. So, and this one's clearly, it's kind of, we have soldered a couple of pins in the middle here, and the connector's got a bow in it right now. Oh, that was a little bit too far. And now the heat sinks are in the way. Okay, so we're mostly soldered down on this right hand side. Yeah, I think it'd be right to you, yeah. Okay, unless the camera is reversed for some reason. Now this other side, the plastic is even thinner on that side, and we really, really don't want to melt that plastic because that's That was the piece that was broke to start with, and if we break it again, then we're in a bad position here. So we're going to go down through here a little bit more flux. And the board is still preheated to some degree. So we're going to come down through here with our soldering iron. And we're going to try to make sure these solder joints are touched up good. On every little pin, we want to get this bridge right here out. And we'll come back to that in a second. I believe there's another bridge right here as well, yeah. So we'll come back and get those two bridges out here in a minute. And this is sitting up a bit high on this end. Excuse me. Oh, I think I'm getting something. Alright. So now we're going to come down along this other side. And we're going to do the same thing. Now these are not sitting down all the way like I'd like them to. They are still making contact, and that's good. But we'll get them sitting down here in a second. We may come back over this with some hot air in a minute. These heat sinks are making it very difficult to get in here where I want to go. And I made another bridge. Okay, there's that bridge gone. Alright, we're going to come back here and get rid of the bridge. The two bridges on the right side that we created there, and we'll see if we can get it to sit down a little bit better, and that will pretty much be the end of this job. Okay, we've got one big bridge right up here. Yep, alright, that's gone. Maybe want to add a little more solder onto those two joints now. And then we've got another bridge right here. Well, I should have gotten rid of that one before I put the connector on there. Oh, I bumped that little one next to it a little bit. That is a very difficult spot to get into. Okay, that bridge is gone. Okay, so there's also no solder on there now, so we're gonna go back in here and if I can get this thing back in here. We're gonna add a little solder to those pins that we just cleaned up, because that's not enough. And oh, come on. There we go. Okay, and what do we got? We just got a piece of... That's fun. There's a piece of the solder wick that's stuck in here. Where'd it go? There it is. Get out of here. Okay. Alright, this end of the connector is not, I mean, if I check the pins, I believe they're going to be fine. But the connector is sitting just a little bit high for me, my taste. Yeah, the pins themselves are soldered. They're not going anywhere. Yeah. And for whatever reason, I mean, this one's a pin, but there's nothing connected there, so that's, yeah. Sounds good, that one's good. That's good, that's good. That pin is, yeah, it's there. That looks a little funny. I may add some more solder to that, but that's good. That one is still loose. Can everybody see that? This pin right here, that one's loose. This one next to it's fine, but this one's loose still. Alright. That one's loose. And the rest look like, oh, there's another one, 2 more, 3 more that's loose on the end. Alright. So this is the harder side for me to get into, which is probably why there's several loose pins. But we'll get this sorted out here in a second. And it's not helping that the connector is sitting a little bit high, but we can work around that to some degree, but we're still going to go back and try to let it seat itself down all the way. There was several pins down here, which is a very difficult spot to get to because of the heat sink for the MOSFETs on either end of this thing. I'm hitting the heat sinks, I'm hitting the microscope, just bumping into everything here. Alright, let's check the pins on this side again. Boy, I wish I could get rid of this sniffle, whatever it is. Alright, we're good, good. We're good. Good. I'm going to say good 25 times, so everybody repeat after me. Good. And good. Okay, so we've got all those pins. Let's see, let me double check this side. Good. That was good. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna end up saying good 50 times now. Good. Good, 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 and that one's buried under solder, so it should be fine. Okay, so we're gonna add a little more flux. We're gonna go through and try that. That connector has somewhat of a bow in it. I mean, it's not bad. It's a flex cable that connects to this, so I'm pretty sure that would be okay. But we're gonna go back through, add a little flux. We're gonna hit it with hot air and see if we can get this to straighten the bow out and sit down all the way. And my flux pin or tube is just being a pain in the butt today. Alright, there we go. More flux. And we're going to hit this about 275. I am going to heat it from the bottom side. Actually, we'll heat it from the bottom side about 370. It's a big board. Maybe we'll go up a little higher. We'll hit it 415 on the bottom side. And you guys can't see that because I'm an idiot and my scope is on top. Alright, so we're going to do a little preheating on the bottom of the board. We're going to see if we can get this connector to sit down. And we're going to try to answer a text message in the middle of all this. So let's see who's doing what. That's somebody else coming in to get a phone or something fixed. What have I done with my glasses? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's starting to reflow, and that bow is kind of coming out of there nicely now. We really want, you can't see all that, can you? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to burn my arm on the hot air while I try to adjust the camera. Get the microscope out. Well, let's see. I need the light though. So. And this board is a multi-layer board. I'm not sure how many layers. It looks like at least 4 to 6, maybe 8 layers. So it's soaking up a lot of heat. See, now I can't see anybody commenting. Is this from a printing company? Is my work? Who works for one, Ed? Oh, your wife works for one. And also large format printers and 4-color ink machines. This is a large format printer. This guy, I don't know. I mean, if he wants to speak up and tell you where he's from, then that's fine. But I know it's a large format printer, and I believe he's a serviceman.
Yes,
so
I'm a technician that repair the printers themselves. And I cover basically from Kentucky down to Florida Panhandle.
Okay. All right.
I have a large variety of printers.
All right. So that, you know, he's running around all over the place servicing these large format printers for everybody. So, I mean, I don't know what company it is.
James McGill.
James McGill. All right. Okay, now we've got this board preheated pretty good at, you know, roughly 475 or so, and we're going to come back down. We're going to come back down. We're going to go about 300 degrees from the top. Well, we'll come down a little bit. We'll go about 285 at roughly 80 airflow. Has he ever been to Conyers, Georgia? Yeah, I believe I don't know if he's been to that exact town, but he says he's running up and down from, you know, Kentucky to Florida and in between fixing these printers. So, and hopefully you guys could hear that. Let's see, I'm going back to the scope here so I can actually see. Let's see, glasses and scope don't work together. All right, so. What happened? Scope. I went the wrong way with the scope button. Oh, OBS is killing me today. There we go. Alright, so we're going to come down in here. And we're really more worried about just kind of getting this end set down well, because it's standing up off the board just a little bit. And making sure that the bow is out of this thing, and we're gonna have to come at it from both sides. This is a difficult job in the sense that it's opposite of an iPhone or a Surface or any kind of tablet or anything like that. Everything in here is fairly big. The trouble is that there's large heat sinks on either side of this thing. And right where I'm trying to solder this connector is really, really difficult to get to here. And I'm starting to melt the top of that connector. I don't know if you can see that or not. And this thing, it seems like this camera is always out of focus, even when mine is. It's not the best microscope cam in the world, but I'm not going to complain. Yeah, there we go. We'll set that down a little better. But I'm going to turn the heat down just a hair more so I don't end up melting that connector on that side. Because it's got to get some heat over here, as well as the other side. Ed was asking if you'd ever been to Conyers, Georgia, I believe. Conyers, Georgia? Let's see. Conyers, C-O-N-Y-E-R-S, Georgia. No, never been there. Okay, no, Ed, he's never been there. Alright, that's set down well. The bowl is finally out of it. I'm gonna hit it with some more flux. I'm sorry, go ahead. All around the Atlanta area. Okay. And Ed, I'm sorry, but I'm not really sure where Conyers is. I've been, around Atlanta myself. I've been around Augusta and driving through, going to different places, but I've never been to Conyers, Georgia either. I hope I'm saying that right, even. So, nope. I don't think either one of us have ever been there. We're just going to touch these up now. Clean the flux off. Oh, and get that bridge out that I just made. And this is where it gets tough. I have to stop halfway through and turn around here. And I made another bridge. Yay. Okay, so we've dropped a little hygiene. You pull up a chair and I'll be with you here as soon as I can. Okay, so we've got, oh, I'm looking at the wrong connector. We got 2 more bridges that I just stuck in there like a dummy. We'll get those out. And, yeah, there we go. There's that one. And there's the other one down here. Yeah, let's gotta spin that around to get in here. Alright, yeah, that looks good. Okay. Is there one more right there? I think there is. Yep. Sure enough. Alright, we're going to do one last check on the pins here. Just make sure everything's good and solid. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to get that flux out of there while everything's still nice and warm. Exploding Q-tip. Actually gonna heat this up a little bit more. Just to make sure I can get all this flux out, because I cannot stick this whole board in the ultrasonic. Let's see. Oh, I'm on the wrong camera again, aren't I? There we go. Now we got to try to see if we can get as much flux as we can out of this connector, because again, I cannot stick this whole board in an ultrasonic. But where did my tool go? There we go. We can run this through there and hopefully dig out some of it. It's still a little bit liquid, so we'll give that a second to cool off here, and then we can kind of dig it out with this is the tool to scrape the underfill around Wi-Fi and CPUs and whatnot in iPhones. See, about 20 miles east of Atlanta. Yes, right on the name. Okay, yeah, thanks, Ed. Sorry, I've got so much going on here today. I probably shouldn't have tried to stream, but yeah. So here we are anyway. Hopefully everybody's having fun. Get this flux on everything. There's more up here, isn't there? Flux everywhere. Okay, maybe that's cold enough that I can dig some of this out now. Because once the flux gets a little bit cool, it'll turn into a kind of a gel. I mean, I guess that's a gel now. It turns thicker, I guess, more viscous. We just want to get this out of here because it's not going to be good for his connector. Still not quite as thick as I'd like, but we're getting there. Oh, I see another bridge too. Dang it. There's another bridge right here. And at least we caught it before it went out the door. But those two definitely should not be bridged. Alright. We rectified our last bridge. Clean up that last bit of flux. Hopefully this is cold enough we can go ahead and finally dig the rest of it out of here. And then we'll get this gentleman back on the road so he can continue fixing his printers. Try to get some of this out of here. I'm sticking it up somewhat. What it really needs is to be run through an ultrasonic, but this board got some other things on it that won't take kindly to that. And it's also a little big for my ultrasonic, I think. Okay. So we'll dry that alcohol off. And we've still got a little bit of flux in this one end of this connector here. I think that's about as much as I can get out of there. And there's just a little tiny bit in this one end and maybe at the very bottom. So we're just going to do one quick check, make sure all the pins are down good, and then I'm going to mute this stream for a minute. I will be back, but I'm going to mute this stream so that I can settle up with this nice fellow, and then I'll be back with either Microsoft or Surface. I don't know. My whole shop is full right now, and there's a lot going on, so bear with me. Let's see. Okay, so everything on that side's good. We're going to go down this other side one last time. That's good. It's not the shiniest joint in the world, but it's solid. It's not going anywhere. It's all good. Alright, we got everything going. This board is ready to go back in a printer. I'm not sure what kind of printer it came out of, but it's ready to go back in a printer. There you go. And I'm going to mute this stream now so we can settle up. Ed and 8787 computers. We'll be back. sort of kind of back. I have another customer here, and I have a whole bunch of crud on my screen here. Let's see, we're going to save that. Yes. Yes. Ignore the printer brand you don't know. Okay, so. Alright. Hey, Q's, how are you doing today? What was new today was I was working on. I was resoldering a connector for a high-end Mimaki printer. The service guy that came in and broken one of the plastic tabs off the side of one of the connectors that has the flex cables from one board to the next, and he brought that and another board and needed things soldered back together, or well, moved the one connector to the other board basically. And now I'm just going through here. I've got another customer. I'm gonna mute again for just a minute so I can discuss things with him and figure out what he's in for today, and I will be back. I'm gonna turn off this beam extractor for the moment too. Anyway, I'll be back in just a second. Sorry guys, this has been a crazy day. This is why I don't stream most days. Everything is just so insane. Yeah, he is bringing more. He said he's got, I believe, 3 more boards he's going to bring this weekend. Yeah, more than one thing is always good. So I'm pretty sure he said he's got at least 3 more boards that need work. So that'll be good. Anyway, I'll be right back because I do have one more customer here that is waiting on me, and I don't want to dox him and get somebody in trouble or whatever. So I will be back shortly. I'm sorry for the pauses, but again, this is why I don't stream that often. Things get so insane that I don't have time some days. And my CPA and all, she's coming at 4 o'clock, so I've got about an hour and 20 minutes to get this Microsoft Surface, which, let me flip back over here, get you off the microscope at least where you can see my desktop again. So this Microsoft Surface right here, it was water damaged. The only real damage so far, I'm taking out the PCB here in a minute, but the main damage was in this charge port here. And there's a little corrosion. There's a whole pin missing out of the charge port. And then there's a little corrosion in the USB port and a little corrosion in the display port here. And that will probably be solved by taking off the rest of these shields and giving that a run through the ultrasonic cleaner. Maybe I'll hit it with a little flux at 200 or something just to try to help it out, and we'll clean off the CPU. But anyway, we'll get back to this shortly. This is originally what I started streaming. It's just one of those crazy days where I'm the only one here. Basically, this part of the store is my business, and the other part is Todd's business, and so it's me handling all my stuff. So I will be back shortly. You guys hang tight. screens from for XRs?
I'll put the glass back. No, the XS.
Oh, the XS. Okay.
XRs are so cheap.
Yeah, the XRs are cheap. That's LCD versus the OLED. So you're looking. It doesn't.
OLEDs are worth putting glass.
You don't care if it's.
As long as the LCD and the touch.
Okay. All right. So let's see. I gotta get. Oh, there's some more corrosion right here. All right, man. I'm sorry. I gotta get back to this and get this. All right. You have a good one. All right, guys. We're back to some degree here. Yeah, Ed, I'm muted. I was trying to deal with the customer there. I'm sorry. And so we got a little corrosion on either side of this port here, but the water really never made it very far into this thing. Boy, I have got to get this done, get it out of my shop. It's been sitting here too long because the is that soldered down? No, it's just more corrosion in it. Let's see, I wish I had more time to put out videos to stream. My cell time is crazy. Yeah, Keys, man, I thought I was just gonna sit here today and do this surface stream, and you know, that was that, and well, it didn't quite work out that way. So, all right, I've got to figure out. Let's see, we are disconnected on this end. I see it just pops up a little bit. Okay, so there's the old connector. Oop, sucked up my screws too. There's the old connector. You can see on the bottom of that. Well, maybe you can. That, I mean, there's just a bunch of corrosion and whatnot right underneath that, and that's where most of the damage was in this connector right here. Now there's some other damage in these other connectors. Right now I'm just trying to run a Q-tip through here and get all this out of here. We'll take our keeper tweeter and do a little scrapey here and make sure we can get it all out. Looks like detergent or something, but well, the guy actually had it in his backpack, and just so everybody knows, if you have a Microsoft Surface, there's one end of it that doesn't have any exposed. Well, it has a headphone there, and there's a little vent right there, but there's basically very little way for water to get in this end. However, he had it pointed up where the USB connector, the power, the charger, and all that were pointed up in his backpack, and it was raining, and he was walking to school or something, and so you know, hang on just a second again. Talk to somebody here. These little shields in this thing are really a pain in the butt, And I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this stream today or not, but we're going to try. We want to get these shields off, and we're going to pull this board the rest of the way out, and then we're going to run this board through the through the ultrasonic cleaner, and make sure we get those ports cleaned up good. Alright, so most of the screws and whatnot are out. Oops, that's the wrong one. Most of the screws and everything are out of this board already. And let's see, we've got one connector there. Yeah, I shouldn't be muted. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Ed, can you help me out, man? Are you hearing me now, or? Okay, so this board is stuck up underneath the camera, looks like camera proximity maybe. So, let's see, this little connector has to come out as well. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this stream today or not, but we're going to try. Yeah, sure you will. Okay, thank you, Ed. Hey, Dan the plumber, how you doing? Good to see you, man. I'm doing well, Ed, or Dan. I am just extraordinarily busy. I started this stream, I don't know how long ago now. I don't see the time there. Oh, geez, an hour and 14 minutes. So, yeah, I started an hour and 14 minutes ago. It was just supposed to be taking care of this surface with water damage, and I don't know, it turned into a repair with the printer. Well, not a normal printer, a high-end large format printer, and there was a board repair on that, and then I don't know, another customer came in, picking up his phone, and a couple other things. So anyway, it's been a long, kind of weird stream, so got a magnet sticking to the surface. Alright, so I believe we're free down here. We're gonna have to come backwards from those ports to get those free. Yes, I got magnets sticking everywhere. This has been a ridiculous day. So my apologies to everybody, but man, what a day. Alright, so we got the speaker connector out. We've got the other vent. Let's see. Okay. I'll have to get. That's not the right. Let's see. That's 3. We need a 4. But yeah, guys, I'm going just a little bit insane today, so my fault. Hello, Fingers. Hello, Micro Mage. How are you guys doing? Hopefully everything's going well for you. I'm about to blow my brains out with this Microsoft Surface here. And I'm sorry if I'm... Hi, Teresa. How are you? Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's just... What have I done here? No, nothing. Okay, that's fine. Just gotta get this adhesive off here so I can get to these screws, so I can get this assembly out, so I can get the rest of the motherboard out, so I can run it through. And I keep using the wrong screwdriver. So I can run it through the ultrasonic, because there's no real damage to the board, but there is damage to the display port connector and the USB port there, and that needs to be run through the ultrasonic to get cleaned up. It's just slight corrosion. It's nothing terrible, nothing bad. Doesn't seem to have damaged the board at all. I won't know for sure until, of course, I get it out and I can see the underside. Hello, Tranquil the Cat, excuse me. How are you today? Alive is the best I can do right now. Teresa, if you're alive and you're hanging in there and you're breathing, I'm going to call that a good day. I mean, today has been insane down here. I started to try to stream this Microsoft Surface repair, and just about everything else about that has happened. So it's cold here, it's wet here, it's probably gonna dump a pile of snow on us and everything else either Saturday or Sunday, Monday, when I forget. I try to keep up with the weather, but it's a mess. I can't keep up with it. CQ's Tech is back. How are you doing? For that matter, how's everybody doing? I see more people that aren't talking. You know, feel free to chat in there. Here's my other screw. I hope. Or am I going to have to take that whole top rail off? I may. Let's see. It ends roughly right there. And okay, so this is a Surface, I believe, Pro 5, by the way, for anyone that wants to know. And we're doing our best to get this repair taken care of and out of our store today. But people don't understand sometimes that it takes quite a lot of work to get through one of these. Plus, Mobile Centrics kind of screwed me around. I'm sorry, what? Anyway, I'm back. Let's see, we're going to take that camera out. Since I've already got a zillion screws going here, I'm just going to stick these back in here so I got magnets for the rest of everything, but at some point you start losing your sanity. Where does that screw go? And Copaz, is the SSD soldered into the motherboard on this? I believe it is. Yes, there's here's the RAM. Let's see. I got one more shield over here. Get this shield out. Oh, boy, when they go, they go. I am almost certain that, let's see. Yeah, that's the Skylink's chip. So there's your SSD right here. Let's see, who else we got? Is Tim here? Hello at TCRS Circuit. I see that, but I don't see him speaking. So anyway, I'm sorry if I'm not worried about flipping the camera back and forth just right now. I'm in a bit of a rush trying to get this whole thing out of my shop because it's been here for, well, way too long. So let's see, can I get... Yeah, I got one more screw over here for this speaker. You know, it seems like the Microsoft Surface Repair seems to have attracted a lot of people. Oh, there's Tim. Yeah, dude, I don't want to deal with this thing anymore. It's just a big pain in the butt. But anyway, what the biggest part of the problem, Tim, was over here, the charge port. This thing is just eat up, and then there's a little bit of corrosion in the USB and the display port. And right now I'm just trying to get this board out of here so that I can run it through the ultrasonic, because, well, I need to see the underside of the board and then run it through the ultrasonic. But there's no real damage on the top. Copaz, yes, the SSD is soldered in. It's right here. Here's CPU, PCH over here, RAM chips, NAND, camera circuitry, a bunch of other stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to try to go through all of that. I'm going to focus on getting these two cameras out of here that I need to get out of the way so that I can get this board the rest of the way out of here. And there is not a screw in either one of them. It looks like we're going to need a little heat to loosen some glue there. And oh my gosh, somebody's messaging me, texting me, or maybe somebody else is doing a video. Maybe somebody else will do a video and save me some embarrassment. I don't know. Okay, yeah, little heat, and this camera's, and this is low heat, guys. This is, I mean, don't blast this thing, these cameras or anything with, 450 degrees or something silly like that. This is 200C, and it's roughly 50 airflow on a quick. Yeah, 14 watching. Yeah, marker made. Yes, most MacBooks are actually much better at not having a zillion screws in them. And there's some other brands that don't have, crazy amounts of screws in them as well. But what you find is, if they don't have screws, everything's glued together. It's not. At least it's not a 1534. That is true, Copaz. All right, so we've got the cameras out of the way. I'm just checking quick here around the board, and we've got everything unplugged. We've got everything clear. It looks like we're at a point. Let's see. Yeah, that's already pulled out. I'm going to pull it back just a little bit so we don't get hung up on it and accidentally rip it out. And there is one screw right here on the board that I've missed. And where did my go? So now there's two more. Geez, this thing has a pile of screws in it as well as being glued together. And the one thing I'll try to sell well, I'm not going to sell it. I don't get any money from doing this. But this thing here, I opened this Surface up without breaking the screen, and it's one of the first times I've been able to do that. And it's this thin tool by Conley. Mobile Centric sent it to me for free. I'm not trying to, I don't care if anybody buys it or not. I'm not going to get any money. But if you're trying to open a Surface tablet, those things are great. Alright, so here comes the board. Finally, after I'm not sure how long working, we've gotten the board out. So that's the speakers. There's my motherboard. Oh, here's the other end of the speaker. Here's the chassis with the battery in it. Everything's out. I'm going to set that aside right now, and we're going to flip this board over and give it a quick look. Order some of those curved screen tools. I felt like I was doing well on my Surface and applied my suction cup. Yeah, see, that's the thing with these, with that little tool I just showed you. like I don't use a suction cup because it does not take very much at all. If you put enough pressure on it, like if you pull on it with that suction cup and you create enough of a gap to stick a pick or something like that, I have a bunch of these, these blue plastic picks from iFixit or whatever. If you stick one of those in there, you're bending the glass enough that thing is a very high chance of it cracking. Hey, Joe, Tim spammed my channel. What? Hi, Martin. I don't know what Tim did or didn't do. I'm not sure. Oh, did he spam? Did he put a link in Discord or something? Okay. So there's some damage. I'll try to show you this. Hey, Joe. Hey, Martin. How you guys doing? Thanks for hooking me up, Tim. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to flip over for a second to the, if I can get my brain together. Today has been insane. So we're going to flip over to the scope here, and I'm going to show you. We've got some minor corrosion in, this is the display port. The pins are all still there. Might run over this with a tweeter just a little bit to try to kind of loosen that up. All right. That's the display port. There's clearly corrosion on top, and these are hard to find. I've got to find a place to order these, but so, and now I've got corrosion all over my desk. All right, so let me flip back to my desktop. Oh, all right, so. Oh my gosh, Piernoff is here. Now can I go hide now? I don't want Piernoff to tell everybody I'm as dumb as I actually am. Okay, so now we're gonna get the we're gonna get this crappy thermal paste off of this CPU, and we're going to run this through the ultrasonic cleaner, see how those connectors on the end turn out, because I have a new charge port for it. The board itself doesn't appear to be damaged at this point. We'll do some measurements to make sure, but it looks like it mostly just needs an ultrasonic cleaning, and it needs a new charge port because one of the pins was completely destroyed in the charge port. So we've got, oh man, I have too many things plugged in. Let me see. Quick, use my trick and turn your stream quality down to 2 frames per second. He will leave eventually. No, Joe, I did the last stream I did for this thing. I did. I need to unplug something so I can plug my ultrasonic heater back in, and I don't know what this cord goes to. Where does that go? Let's see, that's my switch. If I pull that out, that's my internet's gonna die. This thing, oh, what a mess. Okay, so apparently, I think this is the highest number of viewers I've had, so everybody loves to see me have a really bad day, I guess. Is that the misery loves company kind of thing or something? Oh, that's my microscope light. So if I unplug that, wait a minute, I can unplug that and plug it in back over here, which I'll lose a slot there. And then I can plug my ultrasonic back up over here. However, it's gonna take time to heat up because I don't have enough plugs. Alright, I need to move phones off of here and turn the heater on ultrasonic. Let that thing heat up. The mystery cords I'm plugging are always fun. I mean, good stream. No, Yeah, this is. You guys, I hope maybe you guys are enjoying it. It is insane for me. I want to go crawl off in the corner and cry right now. Here's the old charge port. That thing is done. It's toast. Let me get some of this corrosion off my board, and we can talk for a few off my desk. Oh, I'm telling you, it's been a crazy, crazy, crazy day. I thought I'd start out streaming this Microsoft Surface, and I don't know what 3 or 4 people came in. The guy with the high-end printers, the large format high-end printers, got a board fixed for a Makima. Let me go look and see what brand of printer that was. Mamaki. I guess that's it, Mamaki. This is my Saturday morning entertainment. Teresa, I hope you enjoy, because it is my Friday afternoon, evening, whatever day it is, trip through hell here. Okay, so the bottom of this board, I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with this. We still have thermal paste falling out of the top of it, but there is nothing wrong with this board on the bottom. I mean, we'll measure and make sure no power rails are short or anything like that once we run it through the ultrasonic. But right now, waiting on the ultrasonic to heat up. We're at 37 Celsius. It usually heats up pretty quick. So we're gonna run this thing through the ultrasonic, and then we're gonna make sure these ports are clean on the end, which that's where most of the corrosion happened. If you are carrying your Microsoft Surface in your backpack, walking in the rain, point the ports down. You will not end up with your board in my shop and me losing my mind trying to fix this thing. The flex, yeah, that was a board-to-board flex connector on a Mimaka printer. It's a large format printer. The guy that found me, I mean, I'm the only one that does this sort of thing around here. I mean, Chris Long, I guess, is probably the next closest guy. Jason Vilmer was fairly close until he took off and went to Florida, and I really don't blame him. I may take off and go to Florida too. It's nice and warm there. Let's see. I can turn off my whoops. I can turn that off and then break everything else. All right, so I turned off my PM extractor, and right now I'm up to 43C, so we're getting along on the ultrasonic cleaner here. I was an idiot and did not heat that up before I started streaming or started doing anything else. So another person from the future like Paul Daniels. Yeah, I'm in Kentucky, Western Kentucky, Q's. Although I was banished to Australia by Lewis in the Discord, apparently I still have an Australian role. So I'm still trying to learn about Australia, and I don't know. I guess we're in like Flynn, and I should learn some of the other. Well, that's Dave Jones. I shouldn't steal his saying, I guess, but. Yeah, let's see, we got Teresa, south of Paul Daniels, and then Paul Daniels in Queensland, and then I believe Bailey is northwest of both of them. I think there's a few more Australians in the Discord server as well, so anyhow, alright, yeah, now's the boring part. We're up to 48 degrees. Let's see, I don't know. I can talk about this, I guess, in the meantime. Here's an iPhone 10. I haven't gotten too deep into this yet, but this one went through a front-load washing machine. So this should be fun. I'll try to do a stream on this. I mean, it looks it actually doesn't look too bad. The battery is swollen quite a bit. The screen is dead, of course. And, you know, honestly, the fact that in a side load washing machine, front load one, sorry, I'm surprised it didn't break. I mean, the screen is dead. It won't power up and turn on. Oh, excuse me. But, and the battery's swollen, but it didn't break any of the glass. And those front load washing machines spin really, really fast. Well, see, there's corrosion falling out of it now. Anyway, so I got corroded things all over the place today. Alright, we're up to 53C. I'm gonna let it get to 60 at least here, and then I'll stick this board in there and we'll get it cleaned. I'm in, is it Racine, Wisconsin? Is that how you pronounce that, Q's? Where they're building a new Foxconn plant, new server factories. Yeah, I heard about that plant, and are they still actually gonna build the plant, or what happened? First of all, it was gonna be a huge thing. They were gonna build, I guess, iPhones or MacBooks or something there, and then they scaled it back, and apparently they scaled it back again, and oh yeah, okay, I'll go check that out. Let me go to Q's channel. I think I'm subscribed to Q. If I'm not, I will be. I need to subscribe to you guys. Yeah, I'm subscribed. I didn't have the bell clicked, damn it. Alright. So, and I know, Dan, you do some streams as well, don't you? Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm already subscribed to Dan. Alright, so we're good. Yes, that's how you have to pronounce it. Racine, Wisconsin. Yes, they're building like crazy out here. And the plumber, no. Yes, Copaz, I'm an upside down Australian. You got it exactly right. I'm already subbed to your channel, Dan. I don't know. It doesn't look like there's many videos on here, but you got a playlist. Maybe I'll check that out later. You can't mess around with the video while streaming. I'm still learning all this YouTube crap. I'm doing the best I can. Never set up a playlist. Yeah. Yeah, Dan's gonna be in for it. Create a playlist. Let's see what we got. It's just best music. View full playlist. Okay. Well, I was Bob Seger, Leonard Skinner, Zach Brown Band. I like them. Just never set one up. Maybe in time. Oh, you never set one up. Okay. I'm not bothering with any of that. I'm doing good to just sit here. Okay, we're at 61 on the ultrasonic, so I'm gonna drop this thing in here. Maybe apparently I've got to stand up to reach that. Hopefully, with any luck. Yeah, I think I need to add some water to that, but we'll get to that later. Now, I don't know. I've put a filter in front of my, in the chain in the front of my sound chain so that hopefully that ultrasonic noise doesn't make it through. I don't know what it makes my mic sound like. Maybe you guys can tell me, does it just sound quieter? Do you hear a bunch of static and noise or what? Holy smokes, almost 2 hours streaming. Oh my goodness, there goes my bald head too. I just saw go by on YouTube. It's not that bad. Okay. Kind of sounds like bacon. My ears like to bleed on a daily basis. Yeah, my ears ring on a daily basis, Joe. I mean, I've got some tinnitus, however you pronounce it. And I got about an 8.5 kilohertz tone that just blasts me every day from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. All right, so let's see. Yeah, because they said there wasn't enough jobs coming. They were going to change it from an LCD plant. Now they're going to change it to a server, a big facility for server holding data and collecting. Okay. That's why they're probably building very big, massive power lines all the way downtown, just south. From a town south, just to power these big server places. Never needed this much electricity before. Something strange is going on. Yeah, if they're building a server farm or some kind of data center there, then yeah, that's going to be a lot of. That's going to need a lot of power. Assuming that it's a big data center, of course. I mean, I don't know what they're doing exactly. I just knew that, you know, it was a really big deal at one point, and then it ever so slowly turned into a smaller and smaller and smaller deal. So, yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, I don't know. I wonder if somebody like Apple. Well, I need to write a PowerPoint for my project. See you guys later. Call fast. Take care. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody watching the stream. I'm not sure I understand why everybody likes. Well, maybe everybody likes to see me suffer. That may be the thing. But anyway. Okay, so let's see, back to reading the chat. Q's Tech Service, just the jobs they promised that they were going to bring in to get a tax break, but they're not even bringing jobs close to that amount. Yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, they got, what was it? Was it $2 billion or $4 billion tax break or something crazy like that? And so to bring, X amount of jobs to that town. And so they got the tax break apparently, and as far as I can tell, they get to keep it. But on the other hand, they have not. They have continually scaled back the jobs. So, all right, I'm just gonna. Crazy amount of tax break won't pay until 2045. You seem like cool people. Oh, well, I don't know about that. I try to be kind of laid back and roll with the punches, but alright, so I'm just trying to get the better part of the water off here. Well, there's water in Branson EC in there. I mean, this will get run through alcohol and dried before we're done. And I may have to end up, I got my accountant coming in about 30 minutes, so I may not make the full stream and get everything repaired here. And of course, I mean, I already had an iPhone part on my desk. Needed a Wi-Fi chip. I'm not smart, Q's. I just try to work hard. That's about it. Okay, so let me flip back to the microscope so you guys can see this. But I'm not smart at all. I'm just a normal guy. It's like Lewis said, I'm the janitor, because I'm sitting here right now, and I'm cleaning up the corrosion out of this surface. This surf. Oh, I hate this thing. Anyway, apparently the newer surface is somewhat easier to work on. I'm not sure, but either way. Okay, so it looks like, can you guys see that at all? It looks in focus to me. It doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. Let me flip to OBS so I can see this live instead of 5 minutes behind here. For some reason, my camera doesn't seem to stay in focus with what I see. So there is, that's the USB port there, and we had corrosion all in it and through it and all over it, and now we've just got a bunch of little Q-tip pieces in there. So we're going to get those out. Alright. So that USB connector, let's see, what do we got over here? This side, yeah, there's a little bit right there, a little bit of corrosion right there. We'll knock that off. And you can see that, yeah, there's a little bit more below it. The metal is slightly discolored, but I mean, that port is, there's nothing shorted there. That's going to be okay. We'll knock the rest of this hard corrosion off of it. It's weird because I know this was rain that got in here, but it looks like detergent. It looks like you put Tide on this or something. Okay, so here's the display port. Hopefully you can see that. Let me get that Q-tip piece off there. Hopefully you can see that the display port pins that were corroded are now nice and clean all the way down. There's no corrosion around the bottom of that now. The ports on top, the pins on top are all nice and clean. The top of the connector is clean. Alright, so we're going to run this through an alcohol bath now and let it dry. And oh my gosh, there's 19 people. Looks like a bent pin in the USB top section of it. Maybe possibly preventing somebody from putting a USB port in there. Let me see. These pins do. That looks okay to me. The top section are these. I mean, that's normal. This is pushing down on the plastic. There's no pins on this side of it. This is just so that when you put the plug in, this raises up a little bit and keeps the plug from just popping right back out. These are the USB pins. You're going to have ground on one end and power on the other end, and you're going to have data plus and minus in the middle. And don't quote me on the order of that. I may have the order backwards. And I'm going to clean this little bit of corrosion I scraped up just out on the outside of the connector. I'm just going to wipe that off with some alcohol here, because that's not actually in the connector. It's on this metal plate. Hopefully. Welcome back, Tim. No, Q's, there's one USB port, and the other one is a display port, mini display port, I guess I should say. So I'm looking at the pins. This one, have I gone completely dark here? What happened? Or is that just, am I in the point of the stream where okay, no. Alright, so this smaller connector with a lot of pins in it is the display port, or mini display port. And there's a lot of pins on the other side as well. Then there's the USB port, and honestly, the USB port looks fine. There are no pins on the other side, just the back side of that port. On the display port, there are pins on both sides, and they look okay as well. They were green and corroded, and now they're back to looking nice. And yeah, so it's time to take this board and run it through. Oh, now I've gone dark on OBS as well. Oh, that's because my microscope is off. Alright, so yeah, I think it looks good too. Welcome back, Tim. Appreciate everybody that's here watching. I've got to get, let's see, I got some donor boards stacked on my alcohol bath thing here. And it's probably evaporated since I put a board in here last. Yeah, it's empty, so if you need alcohol, we have alcohol. Oh, I'm on the wrong damn screen. Let me put everybody back on the desktop here, so you can see my giant bottle of alcohol. Yeah. Now, even if you could drink this, what are you doing, Tim? Back and forth. Even if I could drink this, or even if I could drink regular alcohol, I could. You can't drink this, of course. But I cannot drink regular alcohol. My pancreas will throw a fit, and I will end up. And yeah, Teresa, you don't want this kind. You'll end up in the hospital like me if I drink regular alcohol. And that's the thing. I can't drink regular alcohol because my pancreas refuses to process it, I would guess. Oh yeah, I can. I just end up in the ER and scaring little kids because I'm throwing up so hard my eyeballs look like they're about to pop out, and the little kids are backing away from me along with their mother giving me the evil eye and looking at me. So, Q's Tech Service says I have to support people keeping electronics out of the landfill and in people's hands. Indeed. Jeepers, large IPA, I can only find quart bottles. Ed, I'm pretty sure I just grabbed that off of Amazon. It's 99.5% IPA. I think they have some that's 99.9, but anyway, it does, good enough tell for this. So now I've got a toothbrush over here where, once again, now that I'm kind of down in the alcohol, I'm going to clean, try to clean any remaining corrosion off the back of this USB connector. And all the pins and everything look really good, but I'll kind of hit them too a little bit. 336. Holy crap. Only one not on Amazon. No, this one. Wait, what are you trying to say, Ed? Because that bottle I bought from Amazon. I can give you a link here in a minute. Maybe I can. If I can get this part of it done before my CPA shows up, then by all means I will give you a link. If not, are you in Discord, Ed? If you are, give me a direct message me in Discord there, and I will I'll send you a link to this one. I have to go look it up because off the top of my head I don't know, but I know for a fact that I got this particular bottle of alcohol off of Amazon. So alcohol bath can go back under there. And now it's a matter of on this side. Oh, you're not on Amazon. Okay, I understand. Tim never did tell me what he's doing. Is he streaming too? Is Tim streaming? Yeah, I got you, Ed. You are not on Amazon, so there's other places to buy it. Honestly, I'm not sure where to tell you to get it off the top of your head, off the top of my head. Man, it has been one of those days. He was, but stream ended. I was actually trying to steal Tim's stream time, huh? My apologies, Tim. I had no idea you were streaming. YouTube, of course, does not send me notifications except at random. They're terrible about it. Alright, so we got some 200 degree C air. I'm going to go around and dry all this off, especially up underneath the edges of these connectors. JVC or JBC. I don't think the VCR has much airflow. What? What? This is not a JVC. I am not that rich. JVC makes audio gear as far as I know. And if your VCR has airflow problems, I'm really not sure what to tell you about that. So... JVC. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Q's after the alcohol bath. I mean, this is a quick instead of a JVC. I'm just not that rich. And this is a medium-sized nozzle, and I got the air up all the way. So right now I'm just knocking off what I see from the top. And then we're going to flip it over upside down here. I want to make sure to get around under the edges of these where the shields go, because it will hide up underneath there. And you don't want a very high temperature here if you're doing this, because you will melt the little plastic connectors that are on the board. So... I'm running, 200C at 120 airflow on this board here. Well, with a quick, I mean, it's going to be, if you got a JVC or some other station, your temperatures are going to be different. It's also, you eventually, you learn that it's distance. You control your heat by... if you're way back here, it's not going to get as hot as if you're up here, it's going to get a lot hotter. So you can control your airflow, your heat, things like that. If you look back in the video, there's a little bit where I talk about that, because in that last video, I was moving over that from that Mamica printer. I was moving over a plastic, flex connector from one board to another, and you don't want to melt those. So, and below a certain temperature, and with being able to move back and forth with the handle of the quick, then okay. So I really want to make sure, like the RAM chips, the NAND, the CPU here especially, I want to make sure that I get all this dry. I've got an oven to stick this thing in, just like this, but I don't have any space, so I need to make more space and bring my oven in so I can just let it bake, and then I need to move back and forth between jobs during these long streams. I'm going for 2 hours now. Good grief. I can't believe all you guys are watching me. Well, I guess maybe it's fun to make me watch a fool, or make a fool out of myself. But yeah, the quick is close to the JVC, but the JVC, like, if you set 200 on the quick, let's say, you're going to get pretty close to 200, but the JVC is actually going to be a little bit hotter. Maybe another 10 degrees hotter, and that seems to... I'm sorry, what? Oh, wow. Whoop, okay, guys. I'm gonna have to stop here, man. My accountant just arrived, and I've got to talk to her and deal with this. So this board is going to have to stop at this point. Although before I get too far, I'm gonna hit the bottom of the CPU. I'm gonna ramp it up to about 250, and I've got to give her a bunch of documents and things. So, but I want to make sure. Well, Teresa, I'm thankful that I have my new accountant. Last year, the guy hit me for $1,800 and I mean, it was ridiculous. It was out of nowhere. He starts out at $200 or $300 quote, and by the time he's done, I think he basically looked at the balance in the bank account and said, oh, well, you know, you got about $2,500 in the bank account, so we'll take, you know, $2,000 of it, you know. I mean, that's how I can't really say that for sure that's what he did, but that sure is what it felt like. So, all right, guys. I hate to cut this stream short. I wanted to put this surface back together and show everybody that, you know, we're good to go. But my accountant's here and I have to deal with that, so I apologize. We'll try to be back. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do a stream tomorrow or not, but you saw how crazy things were today, so maybe I will anyway. But for now, I've got to run off. Thanks everybody that showed up, and we'll see you later. Take care and